Tonight on America's Hope, we'll talk about the first presidential debate between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. We'll also focus on faith and values here in America. America's Hope starts right now. From the NTD Global Headquarters in New York, I'm Kelly Wright, and this is America's Hope. Thank you for joining us this hour. We do hope that you're safe and well, taking care of yourself and your family because you matter. You know what? Your vote matters as well. Hopefully you're registered to vote because we're in for a very pivotal election coming up in November. It's the presidential election. And tomorrow at this time, many people will be talking about what took place at the first presidential debate of 2024 between President Joe Biden and former President of the United States, Donald Trump. Those two men squaring it off tomorrow. We're going to talk about that debate as we get started right now. Joining me now is political analyst and journalist Julian Phillips, a good friend of mine. Julian, good to see you and welcome to America's Hope.
Always great to see you, Kelly.
Look, when this goes down on Thursday, a lot of people are waiting with bated breath to figure out or wait to see what Donald Trump will say and what President Joe Biden will say. Both of these men do not pull any punches when it comes to speaking about their political ideology and their goal for this nation. What do you think it's going to come down to in terms of messaging?
Well, I think it's a matter of what the American public wants to believe based upon information that they have prior to this debate. You know, there's so many preconceived notions going on, perceptions, some reality, some not, on both sides. And I think that, you know, Kelly, for the most part, people are looking at one issue, actually more than one, but I think the number one issue is the economy. So the question is the economy bad? Has Biden done anything? And can Trump do anything to make a difference? I guess that depends. And when I say that, I say that because usually in any presidential campaign, and this is not unique, the incumbent usually takes credit if the economy is good. But the fact of the matter is the economy is more dependent on the Fed. And even if you have a strong economy, usually when you have a strong economy, inflation always rears its ugly head. So we have, unemployment is down at record lows. But when you have that, usually inflation comes in. And that has nothing to do with the president. But I guess he's getting blamed for that. And of course, the other side, Trump, is trying to say, hey, yeah, that's the case. And it really isn't. So people are kind of misinformed about the economy, number one. And really who should take credit for it. And usually presidents can't really take credit for the economy.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's a lot of factors when you take into the fact that you're judging what takes place on the economy and you're judging a president by that. Of course, when Donald Trump was president, he was able to basically state that he was running a good economy. The jobs have been a factor with the Joe Biden presidency. We've seen more jobs added to America. Getting beyond the economy, there's also the cultural divide, Julian, as you know. There are people on the left and on the right, and there are people who are very vocal in their commentary and in their disdain for the president of the United States, Joe Biden, when it comes to the Israel issue. There are many pro-Palestinian marches going on, as we've seen throughout college campuses in America. Many people coming against Israel, and the president stating that he will stand in support of Israel. And yet he's caught in a rock and a hard place because he's also trying to appease those who are against Israel's retaliation for what took place on October 7th, 2023. So he finds himself in between two parallels of thought, one being support Israel and the other being support Palestinians. And the Palestinians have been very vocal in going so far as to say death to Israel and death to America. You and I recall those days when we heard that, and it was not a good thing to ever hear that from anyone, and most particularly it came from Iran. What do you think about that particular situation that the president finds himself in?
Let's put it this way, Kelly. I would not want to be in his shoes. You I are from the Judeo-Christian ethic. We believe that, and we also believe in the survival of Israel. The question becomes, though, if you are anyway and critical of what happened after October 7th in terms of Israel's response, then to a lot of people that are Jewish and some of my friends, you are anti-Semitic, and that could be the farthest thing from the truth. I don't really know what President Biden can do to change that course. I think what he's done is gone down the middle to the extent of, denying Israel certain kinds of weapons, asking that there be at least a more concerted effort on his part in the Knesset for a ceasefire. But outside of that, I don't know. The question becomes here, though, will this be enough to sway people one way or the other? I got to tell you, I could be wrong on this one, but I don't think I am. I don't think that it's going to be an issue big enough to sway the American public, because I think by and large, Americans have their concerns on other issues, primarily one, the economy, and also on immigration.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question, the immigration issue.
Yeah. Look, immigration has been an issue for a long time in this country. The only one, a lot of people would probably take exception to this, who had a better handle on this, was President Obama. And people say, what? You might remember that his nickname was Deporter in Chief. Deporter in Chief, that was his nickname. Some people don't remember that. Look, we need people coming into this country. I guess the question is, how many people can we have come in, especially if they're not coming in through means that are justified. We don't have Ellis Island anymore. We don't have those kinds of means and methods. Look, here's my thing. We are not focusing on the issues that really are bringing these people here. The core issues are situations that are happening primarily in Central America and other parts of the world that are making it very hard for people to stay in their countries. Young men, well, it's not just young men. There's a lot of women. There are a lot of children that have been coming over here, and they have borne the brunt of going through, snake-infested jungles and all those things. Look, again, we have to look at the problem or the cause, not just the symptom, and put a Band-Aid on it. You can try to stop people coming across this border, but primarily what we need to be involved in is diplomacy and action that keeps people in these countries stabilized, so they're not run by autocratic gangs, drug lords, so on and so forth, that is making it very, very uncomfortable for people to stay where they are. And until we start focusing on that, the cause as opposed to the symptom, I think we're going to be in this situation. And it's not boding well for President Biden at all. I'm like that. It's not helping his situation, I would say.
Yeah, and no doubt about it, President Trump, or former President Trump, will actually seize upon that when that particular subject matter comes up in the debate. Both of these men, they're strong in their messages, and yet many Americans are divided on their message. You have the people on the left, the people on the right, the Democrats, Republicans are all responding in visceral ways to both men. Many Americans have a dilemma about this upcoming election, and yet they view it as being critical to the future of America's democracy. You were mentioning faith and being a Christian. Do you think there is a faith and freedom movement going on in America that is not looking to the left nor to the right, but looking up and saying, God help us? Hi, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far of America's Hope. If you'd like to see it in its entirety, just click on the link below. Thanks for watching.